Yo, 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 1 2 1 2. Microphone check, 1 2. What is this? Lil Cuban's back with the rough ass business, afloat like gravity. Never had a cavity. Yeah, y'all come in. I'll be back. Hey, yo, yo, yo. What's poppin', baby? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, my man? God damn, I know my brain is. Yeah, so you already know. Cuban Link is in the building, and right now we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna talk about certain topics. Want to say what's up to the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in to your boy Cuban. Smash that like button, por favor. So you already know, man. Snipers, if y'all in here, prepare to snipe. Because the haters, they slip, they slip in. Y'all be on point, you know. I want to get this out the way first. Because I heard, I read some comments and I was like, let me tackle the subject on about the F.B.A. and the hip hop being 50-50. Like, who was saying. And, because I think that some people might have not understood what I said. You see, I'm a truther, right? So I go straight to the truth. I don't do the old gray area, nothing. And I give my opinion. When that situation happened with, as far as the hip hop thing, the F.B.A. situation, I understand their movement. I saluted their movement, especially with the hip hop's, part. That black folks are the ones who invented hip hop, created hip hop. I stand at 100%, because I seen the archives. I did my homework enough. And wherever there was a Spanish brother in there, or Latino brother in there, they always pointed back to the fact that their black friend is the one who pulled them out, you know what I'm saying, the household, or they got caught up and went to see the black folks doing their thing. All of them, you know what I'm saying, from the DJs to the MCs, and that's the part that I'm talking about. Now, it's a fact that New Yorkers played a big part of the expanding of the hip hop, of the uniting the two cultures, you know what I'm saying, and making it, black and brown, and added, they contributed real important contributions to hip hop, which made it go further. That was my findings when I did my homework on it. I interviewed Mr. Schick, and a lot of others. Curtis Blow. Salute to the Off the Books podcast, my man GQ, the Embassy. He took me to that. And it still was a little blurry because even the black folk that was getting interviewed, when it came, they want to unite. They seen what they created at the end of the day, where hip hop is at today, and it's a melting pot right now with all the colors, and black and brown are real, you know. But in the beginning, as I started interviewing these gentlemen, they alluded to the fact of, you know what I'm saying, the creation, to the point of taking 100% credit because they're being respectful, you know. Because whenever it came across, they started saying, you know who did it, but at the end of the day, they appreciated the brown contribution, the Latino contribution so much that they don't want to almost like disrespect it on that note, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you go back into time, even to the, when you go back to MCing, the Jubilees, come on, man, that was like in the 1950s. They was doing Christian rap or gospel rap, you know what I'm saying? Before the Melly Mel's and everything. And it's a gray area there. Not even no gray area. It was a movement. So it moved from what it was in the beginning, which was the funk, the soul music, you know what I'm saying? Even doing the James Brown, before the James Brown, around that time, you know what I'm saying, that I heard historians speak about when it comes to MCing and DJing. That they was the first to, you know, come out with that. And then, of course, New York City at that time was nothing but, you know, New Yorkers, Puerto Ricans, even Cubans, you know what I'm saying? Because even Charlie Chase, even, who said the, Grandmaster Cash, Grandmaster Cash, he said his best friend was half Cuban, half Puerto Rican. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, even back then, there was, you know, definitely was the first students of hip hop. You know, we was there to witness it. And I wasn't there. I came in '84, you know, but I seen it. I was around with the, you know, burned down buildings and everything. So some people, the reason I'm saying this, and I'm rewinding back, recapping it, is because, you know, there's some Latinos out there that might feel that, you know, is either you selling out because you standing on truth and you letting them know the truth as far as what you speak. You know, through my findings and my history and, you know, little research that I've done, you know, that's what I came up with. And the reason that's important to determine, you know, the creation is because you have to give props to what props are due. And like I said before, I'm sure that when props are given to the rightful owners and the rightful creators, I'm sure that the baton will be passed on and the love will be shared amongst the whole hip-hop culture. You know what I'm saying? Because Latinos did a lot for hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot for hip-hop as far as, you know, the Latinos, the New Yorkers, that was, it was really the New Yorkers that had a major impact, that was really tight, you know, hand in hand with black folk at the time. From my experience and my homework. So salute to that. There's nothing to be even arguing about or be mad about. It's about you accepting truth and the people accepting truth, and give the props and give merit to those that deserve that earned it, you know? Because if not, it's gonna be considered stealing. It's gonna be always this type of friction. It's gonna be like, yo, just because you was in the studio, you know, I was the rapper, but you was in the studio and you heard me rap and all of that, and you probably put the word "and" in there because you was helping me as a friend, and now you think you 50-50 with me. That's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it goes. And that's as close as I could make an example. Because I know when I've been in the studio before, ain't nobody ever did that to me, because I've always been a creator when it came to creating rhymes and all that. I'm the one who be helping, but I don't go to, even though I help the next person or the next MC with an idea or maybe a verse or a line, I'm not the type of dude that be like, yo, I created that. Or, you know what I'm saying, I penned that halfway just because I put a line in there. Never been that. And I did that many times in my career. You know what I'm saying? There's people that, like Pun, I gave Pun mad lines. You don't see me saying, I made Pun halfway, or I deserve anything. That's my brother. That's how we do in the studio. So I'm just trying to say, that's the closest metaphor I could give y'all. Like, imagine you doing that. And how would you feel if you know you created something and then somebody comes and act like, you know what I'm saying, the ownership is that. You know what I'm saying? And we are all black at the end of the day, right? Cubano, Puerto Riqueño, Dominicano, Colombiano, all of the Spanish, Latinos. We're black. We're black. We're one third black, to most. I know I'm one third black. I'm one third Indian. I'm one third Spaniard. I love being Cuban. I love my Puerto Rican people. My kids are half Puerto Rican. There's no other race that I rep more than Puerto Rico, to tell you the truth. Being raised in New York, all the Boricuas, I grew up around. And my relationships throughout the years, best friend was Big Pun. The most Nuyorican individual you could ever meet. Thought he was Boricua. It don't matter if he was born over there. You know what I'm saying? He's Boricua. He told you that pura cepa. And I lived in Puerto Rico for 4 years. More than most that are talking that type of trash. Because I seen a blog. You know who you are. I know who you are because I commented. You know what I'm saying? I commented, and I want to be let it know. I want to, let it be known that my stance on that is just, giving props and credit to the right people, to the right person, all the way down. When it comes to plural or singular, give props where props is due, and it's deserved, and it's earned, and it's created. That's my whole thing. That's my fight. My fight right now in hip hop is about a fat, disgusting beluga trying to trade credit for what I've done. The same beluga that's talking about 50-50. That's why I can't believe him. Because it's him, yeah, because it's him. Because I know what he did with his own crew, and he, what we did for him. So if I apply my history with that beluga, and he's the one talking about, acting like he was there day one with hip hop, I know he's lying. And right now, y'all could tell he's lying, because y'all can see that for yourselves now. So, just by him trying to be the lead, the leader of the 50-50 movement, I already know there's something wrong there, because nobody before him said anything about that. Nobody really said nothing about that, you know what I'm saying? Well, I seen black folks saying that, yes, Puerto Ricans, Latinos was there in the beginning, but they was there. They never described it as far as like when the 50-50 conversation came about. When, you have to now separate it down and, and give and title, the title to where, like as far as creator, expander, contributor, que diga. As many, you gotta, I guess they wanted to define it all the way down to the first grain, how hip hop was created. And y'all, we already know that, it came from b-boying. That's what I gather around. The gangs was out there, and then the b-boying came, and then the graffiti, all of that came together, the break dancing, all of that, played a part into actually the swag, the culture of hip hop, the DJing, which was the music first, where, the wheels and steels were the main thing. And then the MCing, grabbing the mic and becoming an MC, a master of ceremonies, But you said right there, what do you keep telling me? Can you cover the camera for Lamar? What the hell is that? Y'all can see me? Why is this dude hitting me with all of this right here? Can you cover the camera? What is that? Don't do it. I don't know what y'all doing right now. Or what he's saying. So, the history of hip hop, it's a beautiful history. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hip hop would not have been gone this far if it wasn't for the Latino helping it. I believe that. If it wasn't for the Italian, and the white folks that was helping the movement. So it took the whole, all the races that were involved at the time to really push it forward, to become, the top number one yonder in the world of music right now. I don't think it would have been like that if one race would have just kept it to themselves. I think that's, something that I think is known, but it's so important for it's so important. I'm trying to read, but I'm over here. I'm kind of big cool right now. It's so important to give props, man, where props is due, and salute those founding fathers even when it comes to a race. You know, so at the end of the day, my story, when I came to New York, you know, like I said, my best friends, the ones that were really watching over me, was black folk. You know what I'm saying? That didn't made me, I'm trying to be black, I'm trying to do this. It's just the love that was there. And that came with hip hop. That came with the music. It came with the culture. It came with the Bronx and New York City, that New York City aura. It came with all of that. So that's why, you know, it was like an energy. It was so captivating that, you know, you couldn't resist it. You know, if you was living where I was living in the Bronx at that time, and you know, you could see it in the way you walk, the way you talk, you know, the way you write, the way you dance. That's why hip hop, all them elements are so important, and you can see the evolution through it. Now, there's different people that claim, you know, founding fathers that claim certain things, but I think with F.B.A. when they talking about who was the creators of that, I think is by overwhelming evidence that black folks were the ones who did it. And I also understand the gripe with the Latinos, as far as those that were there in the principio, in the beginning, where they might feel like, yo, damn, I had to get beat up by my mom and against my whole family to be with y'all, and y'all trying to cut us off the history. You know what I'm saying? Because they the first ones probably did. I mean, when I came, there was, you know, my father to a point was like this, esa cosa de moreno, ¿qué tú estás haciendo? You know, we all got that in Spanish, you know, Latino. I think, and especially me, I'm an immigrant, we came from Cuba. But I can imagine the immigrants, the Boricuas, the immigrants that came back then, because it's true, we had the salsa, you know what I'm saying? The mambo and all of the cumbias and the merengue and you know, all of those Spanish, because we also, you know, speak a different language. But I'm talking about specifically the New Yorkers. You know what I'm saying? And the Dominican kids that were, you know, born in America, even the Cuban ones that were, it was Americanized already. Like that, those Spanish folks that were, you know, already Americanized, they grew up in the ghettos and the hood, and you know, all that hip hop energy was around that because it was from the streets. It was an urban things from the street hip hop, and but you could see the DNA of hip hop as far as like the rhythm of it, where it comes from. It has that soul. It had that soul when it first started. And it was black folk, you know what I'm saying? Whether there was dancing to it, there was DJing to it, you know, there was inventing new moves to it. So, you know, because I got called sort of like, they try to say that, oh, I sold my own race out, like just because I said, I'm trying to give, well, I gave props and I'm giving props, you know, back to the black folks that, you know, originated and created it. Now, as far as us being the major other race that came and took it to the next level, and they helped promote it and help push it along to be where it's at today, 100% it's Latinos. 100%. And you can't even forget about the some Italians, some New York white folks that were there also, that they brought it to the forefront, to the big screen. You know what I'm saying? The business side of it. So that's what I'm saying. We have to give props, and that's all it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Black folks created it, and then after that, where brown Latino brothers and sisters took it to the next level. Let's focus on that. We gonna make it. We got our own documentary on that, where we took the baton from the black folk and what we did to hip hop, and focus on that. I'm sure it's gonna be a beautiful story. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you give the baton to the Souths from the Fever type dudes. You know, the white boys that was in there doing the background, trying to push, you know, that was from the streets of New York, that they felt the same energy we felt, that we loved hip hop, from the graffiti all the way to the breakdancing, you know, all the way to the rapping, to the DJing. There was some white folks in there too. When they put the spotlight on them, they got a beautiful story. But you know what's the common denominator? That music, that hip hop, that combined us. We all got a shot at it to hold it and put our own like twist to it, and also represent it right. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta remember, we gotta give praise and love and respect and give them the credit to the F.B.A.s, the black folks that started, that created it. You have to go back and do that before it could keep on moving, and that love could be transported from different, you know what I'm saying, ethnicities to different. Which, like I said, if it wasn't for other races coming in, I don't think hip hop would have been as, I doubt that it would have been, accepted by the masses like it's been. The fact that hip hop is a street culture, it's a rhythm that, was invented by black folk and others put their twist on it also. That was inviting other races to make hip hop the culture bigger. And that's what I think the founding fathers and the creators wanted us to do. Share that with love and culture. But don't forget, man, it's very important to give people their credit. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's individual or if it's a race of people, it's very important. That shows a lot of respect and because like I said, when that Beluga said that 50-50 thing, that's when things like, what? Even to me, I was like, in the beginning, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, we was there, but I wasn't too, because I'm not all the way from the old school, but I'm from the old school too. But I remember my folks that I wanted, that made me want to rap, was black folk. All my rappers and MCs that I wanted to be like was black folks. I can't lie. Does that make me a sellout because I'm black? I embrace the fact that I'm black. As far as part of me is black, part of me is Indian, part of me is Spanish. I accept all three. So how could I have even a bother about whatever race it was? But at the end of the day, if you do your homework, you're gonna go back and you're gonna say that the beautiful black folks are the ones who did it. You know what I'm saying? And it should be celebrated instead of challenged. And when they did challenged, when some artists challenged, like Lord Jamar challenged KRS-One, challenged Fat Joe, challenged those that were saying that no, it was 50-50. They challenged to a debate and it was denied. Like I'm saying, if you're gonna argue or you're gonna debate something, I think we grew up enough, we old enough where we could sit down, or they could sit down and have a proper debate without even shunning anybody out. Just deal with the truth. Deal with the truth. Because I'm sure there's some unsung heroes that started hip hop from the streets that don't get the credit, even in the top level. I'm sure, because it's happening now. It's still happening now, where somebody make a song and then the next guy take it, and then they get the credit for it because they know how to do the business thing. So you don't think it happened back then? Like the first dudes that was breakdancing in the street and all of that, and the first DJs, whether it was, I forgot right now, but I think Master Fingers, I don't want to mess up. I will mess it up. But Grandmaster Flash, you already know, definitely one of them. Cool Herc, you know what I'm saying? Master Flowers. Grandmaster Flowers, he was the first Grandmaster. Master Fingers, I'm the worst. Grandmaster Flowers, right? And he was before, like if you go back to the archives, he was before Grandmaster Flash and them. He was from Brooklyn though. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't, I guess, inside the circle where the Bronx, where the melting pot, where it was really like the spotlight was at. So, it's a lot of things that still gotta be looked into and show love to. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I just seen a blog and like I said, me and this Bronx logo dude, right? Don't know him from a hole in the wall. And salute. I guess he wanted me to, he wanted to get some clout over me. He wanted to get my attention. He did it the wrong way. He disrespected, calling me, out of my name words in Spanish. I don't appreciate that, but it's cool, right? Got a lot of those, right? And here, this is the metaverse, like he likes to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never in my life even talked about the dude, right? But I guess he's mad about it. Maybe he got so much love for me. I may be disappointing him because I salute like the Hassan Campbells, and I salute his story, his journey to what he was then to becoming now, what he went through, and I give him his flowers for taking this YouTube thing to the next level, single-handedly. You know what I'm saying? And also what his personal life, how he came out to the world. So he, the logo dude, he can't accept that. So I guess he got the hate for me that he has for Hassan, whatever. Cool. But then, we started talking about, how we go back and forth. And then in this chat room, talking about that, some people were saying that I sold out my own Latino race because I sided with the F.B.A. on the fact that hip hop was created by them, by black folk. So, I had to just make that because it's an important conversation, and I want y'all to understand me very clear. That's why I had to, clarify that. And like I said, hip hop is universal. So when I came, I was embraced by black folk, by my Puerto Rican folk. Also, black folks was first because I didn't even know English, but they was the ones that were still hanging out with me before the Spanish folk. And so I learned that hip hop from the Bronx, of course. To me, the motherland, it is the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? As a refugee that came here and pulled, rawer than Colombian coke. For real, for real. So, I live my side of hip hop. My hip hop story is what I lived through. Now, I'm a student of hip hop. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to take a new information. If our founding fathers step up and teach us, because they stopped teaching. A lot of people stopped teaching. You know what I'm saying? That money corrupted a lot of teachings, corrupted a lot of laws. Before it was laws in hip hop. No biting allowed. No biting allowed. Another example of the Beluga, the 50-50 Beluga, right? He was on the Jada, the Kiss and Crack show. And Piers, right? Spears, wasn't it? The comedian dude. Forgot his name. Piers, something like that, right? He says, he quoted a song that Fat Joe, "To Make It Rain." He's talking about why everybody's so mad at the South for. Why don't you just, learn how to switch up your style and go southpaw? And he was giving Fat Joe the credit. And Jada's right there, the inventor. Another prime example. The creator of that line, Jada said that. Why everybody's so mad at the South for? Why don't you switch up your style and go southpaw? Should have never opened up. Why you open your mouth for? That's another reason for me to open your scalp more. That's Jada, right? But the crazy stuff is, this is what organically, naturally, this happened. That the dude, the Spears dude, was giving Joe flowers for that line, and Jada, natural instinct as a creator, he said, "That's my line. That's my line." And he got mad. You see that? Because that's what an MC feel like. You know what I'm saying? Because us as MC, when you don't give that credit to the MC, the creators, if you're a hip hop lover or a hip hop historian, and you mess something up like that, it's crazy. And to do it in front of him, that is, like I said, this is crazy that it just happened in front of him. And you could tell, we real selfish with our talent. When it comes to that, he said, "I wrote that. What you talking about?" In front of Joe. In front of Joe. And that's how any real MC would feel. But the thing is that Joe, even in that line, he said, Jada, I was listening. But that's what Jay-Z did with Biggie. After Biggie passed away, he started taking Biggie's quotes, whether it was for I think it was for representing Biggie and keeping his name, but it was using, was Jay-Z giving money to Biggie's moms for them quotes, to Biggie's kids? Because you taking that man's talent, you using it, you using it on your material. You're selling records, but you got his lyrics in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a funny style, even though Jay-Z, the difference with Jay-Z is a real MC also. He's a creator. He creates rhymes. You know what I'm saying? We already know that he's a hell of a songwriter. So, you know what I'm saying? I tend to favor more that he was giving Biggie more love. But it's also the thing, when Biggie was here, right, Lion Skinner, much love, my Cubester. 2 questions. You still living in the Bronx, and what car do you drive? Congrats, Abuelo. Love, my brother. Thank you for the contribution to the revolution. Skinner, you already know, man. Bronx all day. And I'm all around the world, but my main station is the Bronx. When I go back, I am politicking, trying to get things done, different places, but I'm a Bronx recipient and would never, ever leave the Bronx. You already know. And I drive right now a skateboard. I push with Talib Kweli, and I forgot the other guy's name, but even with Lil Wayne. skateboard. Now, I can't drive crazy. The license is messed up. But yeah, it's in the garage. I got a 1957 Chevrolet. My Cuban cabbie is parked. So what I was saying, yeah, like when it comes to Jay, we know he's a talented brother that put that pen to paper from the beginning to now. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to give him a pass for that. But then, yeah, when Biggie was alive, you know what I'm saying? Pop was alive. Nas, Jay-Z wasn't in that top 5. You know what I mean? Like Biggie had to die for him to sneak in there, and then he deliberately started reciting Biggie's. It could have been asking for permission and showing love and gratitude to the big, to one of the illest, Biggie of New York. So, but that could go anyway. But when it comes to Joe, the whole conversation right there between when that happened was that Joe was saying that he didn't want to be an underground rapper anymore, that it's a difference when you go and you want to shoot for the stars and become a star. He didn't want to ever be that. He would have been an underground rapper forever if it wasn't for Pun and us. Because we were the ones that, Pun was the one. And me, when we was writing songs about chicks, and he would never write a song about chick. He was about the block type rapping, the thugging, the Fat Joe the gangster, Big Punisher, myself, Triple Six are the ones that took that whole team to the next level and made them open their mind. That's why Pun did Still Not a Player. That song was done because Pun wanted to do it, not because Joe told him, yo, you should write for this. Never. Don't ever believe that. Pun was the driving force why Joe, he gave him the vision of what Pun wanted to do. That's where Pun was heading. And then after that, of course, he cock blocked everything over here. And the other ones like me, Says, to other people, so he could take that baton and keep it moving. And that's where you have now the Pale Whale Beluga. That's where you got him now. So he was talking about basically that he wanted always to be a superstar and get that bag and be as famous as the top famous. That's what he was saying. And it's different when you make a song that's a crossover and you know what I'm saying, and you spit lyrics at that level. You know what I'm saying? So at the same level, even though he gave Jada his love, but he's still using the next man's line. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like I did that too, a couple of here and there, but I always change it up. Like a real MC always changes it up. But I gotta say, at least he said, Jada, I was listening, But it's funny that the Pierce guy told him that he idolized and he just blew his mind when Joe said it. What was the dude's name? So I don't have to mess up his name. What was the comedian name? He a funny dude too. Somebody in the chat, come on, tell me what was his name? What was the dude's name, the comedian that they had up there? Spears? Aries Spears. There you go, Aries Spears. Like he's the one who be, Aries Spears is the one that prides himself of being a hip hop historian, right? A hip hop historian. He's on Vlad, catching Vlad on hip hop mistakes that Vlad does, and he corrects them because he prides himself of knowing everything about hip hop and knowing about black people more than any other race. So when he get there, and then he told Jadakiss, Aries Spears told Jadakiss, you're one of my top 5. Give him his flowers and everything. And then he got the nerve to never have heard that line. That's crazy. Like I know all the lines, G-Rap ever made. I think in my time from 4, 5, 6 all the way down. I remember every word. That was my favorite rapper. Another one, Big Daddy Kane. I remember all they words, Slick Rick, all that era. I know. You know what I'm saying? And Spears didn't know that line. That's crazy. But it was another moment of the universe catching the beluga. And you seen that face of the beluga was real, like, because he heard he heard Jadakiss take ownership like this. It's mine. You talking about, man? Love that kid. Salute Jadakiss, man, being a real MC. That's how real MCs do it. He knows what he is. And he also knows who Fat Joe is. He knows Fat Joe got his rhymes written for him by many people. And I was glad to see that moment. You know what I'm saying? That taught me a lot right there. That said a lot about Jada. He holds his own. He's not in cahoots with Joe about anything. And, you know what I'm saying? He's standing on his square. So salute. That was a test right there that the world put in front of Jada. And you seen Ari Spears become a fan again after he even said the lines after that, because Joe didn't continue the lines. And he said, you shouldn't open up your, why you open up your mouth for? It's more reason for me to open up your scalp more. Like when he said that he said, wow. And Joe was left like this with the pie in his face. Started looking backwards. Yo. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. He don't know where to put his big, fat, funky beluga face at. He didn't know where to hide it. But then he tried to say, yo, but I gave you love. He said, I gave you love. That's why you don't take you don't borrow other people's lyrics, because of that moment. That was like the time I told him in front of Funkmaster Flex. I told him. Well, he told me, yo, why you always kicking the same rhymes? Remember I told y'all that story? Funkmaster Flex. It was me, him, and Pun. He told me, yo, why you always kicking the same rhyme? Why you? So I got a little embarrassed. I was like, my MC pride, you know, my real author pride. I fired back at him in front of Funkmaster Flex. I said, okay, so what rhymes are you gonna say? The ones Pun wrote you, or the one I'm getting wrote you? Same face. You see that face that he had there? You see that face that he had there in the Jada show, in the Kiss Crack show? The same face he had in front of Funkmaster Flex, like this. You know where to put that face. You know what I'm saying? That pink, it turned pink. No, it'd be pale, but then when you catch him, he turns rosy or diamond. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where to put that face. That's what happened there. So once again, it's the universe, not me. I'm just narrating facts and truth. But that's a reason. You know what I'm saying? That's why there was no biting allowed. That's considered biting. And when you do take from somebody else, you be creative and make it your own. You make it not your own, but you add things to it. So the guy, the creator of the line could appreciate you even more. You take that line to the next level. Because he didn't really say nothing. He said, yeah, Jada. He just gave him love that. Yeah, Jada, he's biting. In other words, Jada, I was listening. That's what he was doing, just biting. You didn't put nothing on that to make it better. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even, when he heard the other part, the out more, and just open your scalp more, Jada's crazy with the four. He does 4-bar drops like me. I've always been doing the four-bar drops with the same word. Go check that too. Cuban Link, hey. Before Jada, Cuban was doing the four bars. 4 bars. I'm telling you. Jada was still Jada. Same approach and delivery. But I'm talking about 4 bars of rhyming the same word. Like out more. Digga, outdoor. 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 I go off of it after that. And I give another 5. That's my format, always been. Check my format and do your homework on Cuban. You know what I'm saying? But for real, stop with the tunnel. I see y'all. I told you, stop Hidalgo. I don't want to go into the tunnel. It's gonna cost too much bread. Too much, But yeah, man, it is what it is with that. But as far as giving props to the right people, to the founders, to the creators of something, to the ones before you, that's always been a customary, that's like respecting your elders. You don't respect your elders just because they're older than you. You respect your elders for the wisdom they shared and for the blessings and thank you for paving the way so we could grab the baton and push it to the next level. That was I was supposed to be in hip hop, and that got lost along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like recently, like probably yeah, like almost close to the 2000 when it started playing the money game, and then money corrupts everything. You know what I'm saying? So Michelle, what's up? This is my second live. I'm really enjoying your animated stories. Good narrator, and I can sense the humility and respect. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I try to be as who I am. I can't be nobody else, right? I wish they was that easy for some people, but some people bank on putting on a fake front, so they can appease the crowd and then act different behind the scenes. But yeah, Cubans 100%. What you see is what you get. You know, make hip hop great again. That's what I'm talking about. All of this talk, so we could iron up all the wrinkles. We could dissect the problem, dissect where we went wrong, trying to find solutions. That's it, trying to find solutions. We find solutions, we straighten out the wrinkles, we get, you know, that unity thing, we get that tight, you know, that chain, you know, we make it, it's no more weakest link in the, it's no more weakest link in the chain. It's only strength in the chain. You can never break it. So that's what we're trying to do, make hip hop great again by sticking to the rules, by resorting back to the foundation. My brother Pun's label, foundation of Boogie Down Bronx. Back to, that's how it goes. You gotta reboot, reset sometimes. Because the viruses that get in the computers, it's the same thing. Viruses, they get inside the movements. Viruses, they get inside, you know, human beings. Either kills them, get them sick, messes up, you know, messes up movements, bring down empires. So we, you know, we gotta be smart, understand that, you know, House of Hip Hop is definitely sick right now. You know, there's a virus in there, man. There's a virus in there. I think, you know, those rules back in the days was installed there for reasons. So people don't all sound the same, like it's happening now. You don't see that when they left all them rules that they left, no biting. You know, be original with your name, all the way from your name to your hip hop style, the format of how you write, the delivery that you got, the swag you got. Be original. I remember when New York City, when I came, and when hip hop was like going into the golden, because you know, the Canes, the Coogee Raps, the Rock Campus, that was like really the golden years. You know what I'm saying? After Melly Mel passed that baton on to me, you know, Nas, the young Nas came in, you know, 19 years old, you know, finesse, keep a Tech 9 on my dresser, lyrical professor, keep you under pressure, mind like a computer, insert paragraphs of murder, nighttime flirter. This is Nas if you don't have a grunge. I'm waving automatic guns to nuns, sticking up the preachers in the church. I'm a stone crook, serial killer who works by the phone book. For the streets, I got a lot of things for you to hear. My rhymes are hotter than a prostitute with gonorrhea. On the mic, I let vocabulary spills like that, y'all, kicking in the grill. Finesse, oh man. Young Nas and G-Rap, straight out the motherfucking gutter. I open my shutters to butt-ass brothers. I rip them like a box cutter. You press up, I pull a trigger. I figure nobody could dig her. Millie Vanilli-ass nigga. Prepares, I'm shooting fairs. I'm knocking boots daily. Fruits, I rip them out of the roots like Alex Haley. Here I come straight from the mouth. I'm kicking it slick. Lyrics are harder than the dick inside the whole house. Your neighborhood heroes are zero. I'm taking motherfuckers on the midnight run like De Niro. Here go, rapper to the tackle. Feel the steel scalpel. Pressed up on your Adam's apple. But are you rapping? Are you crazy? Try to blast and I'll be spinning that ass like Patrick Swayze. Steady reciting when I rock. They came in the flock. What is the shit? New kids on my cock. When we battle, you need a paddle. This shit creeps deep, but since you riding on my dick, you need a saddle. Nothing bothers to spit them out just like saliva. Well, next stop, pillow props, and I'm the driver. Little sucker try to diss, they're a little too proud, but niggas on White Cloud on my shit list. Do your ass in like Kennedy's assassin. Murdered the whole trials and trial for trespassing. I float on notes like a sailor. I float on notes like a sailor. Hoes, I got hoes are like clothes. I got that ass sewn up just like a tailor. Coogee Rap, 1 in a million. Rolling the dice, you can slice the fuck up like a Sicilian. A nigga can't do shit to me. Coogee Rap, signing out for the symphony. Do you hear them metaphors in there? Y'all don't hear that. And that's different like how Pun and me rap and all of that. But that derives, our style derives from shit like that. The metaphors, the delivery, and not even the delivery, because G-Rap has his own delivery. You know what I'm saying? Even G-Rap, when he did the Fat Joe joint, well, you must be out of your fucking mind. Remember that? Joe's first album, that was one of the highlights that he had. So it was Shit Is Real, Flo Joe, and that must be out of your fucking mind. Next level, man, salute, man. Salute my G. Speaking of current state of hip hop, what's your thoughts on the Relativity new group called Coast Contra? I haven't heard of it yet. Italiano, I see you. I haven't heard of that yet, my brother. Haven't heard of that yet. Yeah, put me on. I gotta do my. Griselda's it's like the closest we could get back to the era of real lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Making hip hop great again. Comes with responsibility, man. Responsibility with unity. We're going back to you're heading for self-destruction and really putting the problem out there so people can know that's whack and this is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? With lyricists, you know what I'm saying? MCs getting together and really making those kind of, you know what I'm saying, ciphers, man. You know, sounding like different. The differentiation of an artist is always been dope. I don't understand how the fuck can you appreciate somebody that sounds like the next man, and it's not even that. It's not like it's two MCs or two rappers that sound the same. It's like the whole playlist is sounding the same. I don't find nothing wrong with that. I do. I might be speaking as an author. I might be speaking as the creator, MC, that writes the rhyme, that finds the rhythm. And I'm talking about those just like me and those that taught me and encouraged me to be like them from back in the days. I don't see why it's not a revolution. Why is the Cuban doing the revolution? Because my revolution include the bringing the let's make hip hop great again thing. That's what my revolution is about. My revolution is about definitely overthrowing the government of this hip hop thing because obviously the gatekeepers are not the right ones. They've shown us. They've shown us. They shown us. They ain't do that since the gatekeepers that are out there now. Hip hop has gotten worse. Where's the hip hop council, the body of council? What they doing? Are they getting bought off? Is the money more important than the tradition and the golden rules? Obviously, right? So nothing. The only thing that's left to do is revolution. Yeah, revolution. And me, I'm on my personal revolution against the beluga. He's still on TV and he's still shining. After he lied, he stole and everything. The council, the hip hop council, still backing him up. Boost Noble, more money. Fucking devils. How many devils are there? Where the godsons at? I guess we gotta do what we gotta do, man. We gotta dissect and identify the problem. To fix something, you have to identify the problem. And I think we all know. I mean, hip hop is missing the movements. I think the last more important movement that was starting up, that was supposed to make a crazy impact on the industry, was the Bang Bang Boogie movement. Because we said it. This is a machine. This is a movement. But things happen. And that movement was coming straight from the streets. Salute to all the Bang Boogies, man. Bang Boogiettes, all of that, man. Salute to that movement. You know what I'm saying? Like I always said, I always had love for that. But, but that was the last movement, really, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything else was about money. It was about, and it is, don't get me twisted, like, you know what I'm saying? That purchasing power and what the audience is attracted to is important. But remember, back in the days, a master of ceremonies, an MC, captivates the crowd and sways the crowd their way. That's the power of MCs, and that's what I'm saying. We could do it from the ground up. Don't be thinking that just because they got more money, they got to look. Joe's supposed to have more money than Jada and his peers. He had to rob, he had to steal, he had to borrow from the less dude who got more money than him. the dude that's more respected lyrically than him. Jada supposed to have more money, right, than Joe. Supposed to, just because in hip hop and how dope he is. That's how he's supposed to have way more money. But Jada, you know what I'm saying? He had a kiss of death with Puffy. He was with Puffy first, so Jada's supposed to relate to my situation. And salute to Jada. Like I told you, he hit me in DM, and he showed me love. And he you know what I'm saying? He gave me my flowers. I respect it and I love it. And I love that brother for the years of music and his talent. He's one of the dopest, no doubt. And I did a song with Jada called Talk About It. Y'all go check that out. It didn't really get the spotlight on it because, of course, by Jada, white whales there. Intercept. So, but it was on the Chain Reaction album, and it's called Let's Talk About It. Killed it. Jada, body. Making so much money, I need me another hand. Look at the thing moving. Purple is still moving. Called Cuban. Oh, he bodied that. He bodied that. Swiss did the beat. Yeah, that was one of them. Go check it out though. So, I'm just saying. Joe's a hustler. Like I said, there's two different, it was hustling season. There's a lot of hustlers in the game. It's not talent. Like, let me give you an example. Like when I was coming up at the top, you got the biggies, right? Artists. Nas, poet, artist. Pac, poet, artist. Ice Cube, poet, artist. There's a lot of poet artists, you know, ill MCs that you could tell that was born. They're Method Man, poet, artist, you could tell. But then the hustlers came, right? Hustlers behind. Lord Finesse, poet, artist, you know. This, through the era, you could tell who's the poet and who's the ones that were born to do this, right? The ones who passionate and love, you know, MCing. Then you got the hustlers. Who goes under the hustlers to me? I think Fat Joe definitely was a hustler. I don't think he had the talent to go as far as he did without the puns of the world. Of course, Pun was poet, artist. Myself, poet, artist. You know, I put myself into there. Because I write all mine. And then these brothers also do the same thing. Joe never did. That's why I say hustler, right? Hustler. Now, under that category of hustler, Jim Jones, hustler. Right? I seen how he started. He was an intern. He was hype man. He went through to the thing. Hustler. I don't think he was born with that pen in his hand, and he wanted to be a rapper without camera, right? Or Nas, influence, you know, through the influence of him. Ice-T, I think he's a hustler. My opinion. I think he's a hustler. Eazy-E, he's a hustler. Ice Cube had to write his rhymes. Hustler. French Montana, I think he's a hustler. Am I lying? Am I lying? Puffy, the biggest hustler of them all. He just didn't want to dance in the background no more. He wanted to grab that mic. And he had the right teacher. You see Biggie, he had Jada in him. He had the groups. But he was a hustler. He wanted only to be an entertainer because he saw the talent around him. And he said, I could get some of this too. So he hustled the people and he started doing his own business. And then he says he's the leader. He brings all the business only to him and give the trickles to the real MCs. Same thing with Joe. Same thing. He's a talentless beluga, you know what I'm saying, with a regular average mic. A tough guy. So, you know, he had a tough crew in the Bronx, but that's it. As far as talented, nothing. His work and ethic is good. He's a workaholic. He works for it. But as far as him having natural talent, oh man, throw that beluga back in the water, man. You already know that. And that's what's coming out now. But I think that's the problem. The hustlers took over. Even Jay-Z, I think, to a point, is a hustler. Even Jay-Z. But he's an artist too, but I think he's both. And I think he's more of an artist too. I ain't gonna lie. But he definitely got the hustling spirit where he doesn't care too much about the MC like others do, like a Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? That brought him in. Big Daddy Kane still, he's an MC. He's a, that pride is still in that pen and the pad. So that goes above the money, is what I'm saying. There's other guys that put the money in front of him, like the Jim Jones, like I said. He's out to get that bread. He's out for the bag. Fat Joe, he's out to get that bag. And Jay-Z, he out to get that bag. Now, you know what I'm saying? But I think he did the right transitions. I think he paid his dues and making hits enough in the hip-hop field that he could go and be a hustler now and do what he does as a business. He earned it. Jay-Z's a special, you know what I'm saying, addition. But yeah, man, the hustlers, man, I think that's definitely, when we pinpoint what's going on with the problem is the love for the art form, because I don't think people, even A&Rs and labels wouldn't let some of these records come out, because they'll be like, yo, you sound like this dude. And then the people are being brainwashed anyway because they're getting forced by the radios, you know what I'm saying? The money being thrown so much behind a regular or whack artist that they stuff down their ears, and then they throw them on award shows, and they put them doing shows so they get all the spotlight, the whack dudes, to me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. And it's so much, it's so saturated. How could the gatekeepers, like a Jay-Z, one of the dudes that was one of the nicest, a Fat Joe, he's always gonna be there because he's the only Latino really supposed to be representing for the Latino audience and for the Latino MC. Well, he shouldn't be there. I don't know, you know, he gassed it up. He's a good hustler, that's what I'm saying. He hustled his way up there. So we gotta give him that much, right? Who's also another gatekeeper? You got Busta Rhymes, right? Buster's up there. You know what I'm saying? You got probably in Florida, you got, now that Luca's not there, you got, you know, like Khaled's, people like that. I don't know, you know, but these are the people that we gotta blame. Like when something is wrong around your neighborhood, the mayor is the problem. The governor. We gotta blame those guys. Those are the gatekeepers in the politic world. So over here, certain people that we could go and narrow down and be like, yo, the state of hip hop is at its worst right now. Craziness. From behavior to what was being the content of the lyrics that are being let out, the imagination, the direction, the letting everybody sound the same because you package something up like McDonald's. That's what Big Daddy Kane said, that milk filthy MCs. That's what's going on right now, milk filthy MCs. 5-minute rappers, 5 minutes, here, 1,000 of them. I don't like what they doing to a culture I love. I don't like that. Do you like that? Do you agree with me? You disagree? Let me know in the comments, man. I narrow this shit down right now. Freestyling on you, just talking with y'all. But you see how it makes sense? That why we gotta change? Where was the problem at? Where the problem lies? We gotta focus and make a change. You know what I'm saying? That's the revolution. Because they're not gonna let nobody in from the streets where we come from with this hunger. They're not gonna let the Hassan Campbells, the 10 toes down, the little drip, the zip with the drip. You're not gonna let them up a level unless they sell their souls and become one of them. That's what they do. That's what happened with Math Alpha. They made him take that oath, sell his soul. He forgot that he was the dude punching people in the face. There's a ghetto dude that was repping for the have-nots from the hood. He went up there talking about, you got my Gucci shirt on. I live in a high-rise with the Star of David's. I am a Mason, and, you know. We seen this. Nori out of nowhere with the braids and fucking makeup on. Nori, what? Nori's another hustler. But at least he had love for the game enough to show us who he was, and we love Nori for him being who he was. Because we got motherfuckers like that all day in every hood. Nigga like Nori, they just be these talking bullshit, whatever, but you like him because he got that good energy. You know what I'm saying? He's not the best rapper, but yeah, I like to see that element in the cipher. Or I like to, you know what I'm saying, hear that back in the days. Now Nori's over there with facial cream. Nori right now is complaining about cops. A waitress calling the cops on him. Oh, how it made him feel. Oh, Nori. Like he never got the cops, never harassed Nori ever in the hood. He's up there talking about, oh no, I was so scared when I was eating my IHOP, whatever he was eating. that the waitress called the cop, and it could have been worse. They could have shot me because, oh my God, que mariquita, cojones. That's not the Noria, man. That's not the Nori we know. Now he's over there talking about, it's what? Now he's like, hey. That's Nori right now. What's wrong with Nori? You got the shit braids now. What's going on, Nori? I know I ain't bugging. I know. And then they got the blind audience. Ones that follow blind think that just because these guys, and they trendsetters to a point, to the young youth. And that's why we get the OGs get bad rap, I think, because these old dudes we still trying to act like they're young. But we all see, like, I'm not young. I'm not over here trying to act like I'm young. I'm who I am, but I look younger than all them niggas too. And I drink fucking more Hennessy than all of them put together and smoke more cigarettes. And God took care of me. And your girl still wants to blow. Let it blow. Let it blow. It's truth. They get mad at me. I got no money. They still want to blow me. Not my fault. They mad. They need the money to become who they are and act like the way they are. Me, I could be broke. Still no joke. Truth, man. That's deeper. That's when God gets involved. That's when life, that's when you embracing who you are comes involved. That's when me being happy with myself comes involved. And that's because the journey I'm on, the energy, that's what gives me the energy. That's what gives me the power. Along with God is my director. But I'm trying to say, man, it's time to make hip hop great again. And not just by talking. I'm talking about by putting that work in. You know what I'm saying? Bringing them real lyrics back. Them songs that change the course of history, the course of the culture, brings the, that unification of the culture is very important right now. It's divided. Everybody's after that bag, man. These dudes, they another quote from the Bible, right? Moses came out with the tablets. He came out, they about to running trains on the golden calf, drinking. As soon as Moses told him before he went in the hole to get the tablets, he said, yo, listen to me. I'm gonna come out, go in there, find out what's going on. God's gonna, poly with me. I'm gonna have a meeting. I'm gonna come out. Just wait for me and stay the road, stay the path of God. Do not, don't trade your behavior over here for the glitters and gold, and do not worship the golden calf at all. The gold and all that material stuff. Stay in the righteous path of God. Moses go in the cave. I don't know how long he was in there. I'm not going to quote that. I don't want to misrepresent the Bible, but I know he was in there for a long time. In there talking to God, God giving him everything, striking down on the tablets, all the rules. He comes out, as soon as he come out, they're doing the Macarena around the golden calf. They're 69 in each other, around the calf, and everything, everybody. Going about, sexy. It was going crazy. Just praising the material calf. And, comes back with the tablets. Now you got to split population. Because now they already tasted the golden calf. They seen how fun that was. But at the tablets, it fell to deaf ears to some of them. You know what I'm saying? But they had to get punished because of certain things. But those were the rules. All I'm saying is that's what happened. Money corrupts mostly everything in the world, if you let it. And mostly humans all let it. Because it's one of them temptations that are very powerful temptation. You know what I'm saying? That's why your soul has to be prepared. God has to be inside of you, inside your temple, inside your soul, inside your mind. You have to have that connection with him. He's going to guide you when you're lost. And, it comes a little awkward with me because, I curse, I do what I do. Everybody, do that got their thing. I'm not saying anything. And I'm not the most righteous person when it comes to, talking biblical and all of that. But I know, my God, he made me a believer. I'm just living in reality. So I see I see what's going on in reality. If I go biblical and I go spiritual, it's a whole different thing, which, you know what I'm saying? I give my thanks to my Lord, the King of Kings, for always protecting me and giving me the energy, the love, the life, the breath to keep my journey going. And he deserves all the glory at the end of the day, man. It's not a cliche. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to win y'all over. I'm just doing what I do because I love it. God knows I love it. I know I was here for a reason. I ain't come 1,000 miles away from a communist country with no freedom, come over here and become who I became because, you know, of the talent God gave me and the path he put me on and this journey that I've been through. Hardship, great ship. It's great. Don't think it's just hard. You know, you see me happy even when I could be in my worst thing. You see me always my energy. Sometimes mad, you know, but most of the time always excited, enthusiastic, gracious, humble, and hungry. Because of course, the goal has not been reached, or my goal is. And I got a lot of goals that I gotta do before I go. So I'm gonna die trying. You know what I'm saying? 50 cents down. You know what I'm saying? I might raise them a quarter, 75 cents down. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna make it $1 at the end of the day. Yeah, man. So just wanna let y'all know that, man. You know, I try to do my hour here, show love to y'all. But that's it. Hip hop is in a state of emergency. I did that song too. It's my man, Uwap. Y'all could go to go to YouTube. I got songs for all this things that's happening now. That's what's crazy. But I did a song called State of Emergency. And it's about hip hop. It's in a state of emergency. I killed that verse too. I'm the first rapper. My man, it's actually Uwap's record. This dude named Uwap, rapper, white boy, nice. And he paid me to get in a feature with him. But I did the hook and I did a verse on it. It's called State of Emergency. Shout out to Lata, Harlem Hellfighter. He shot the video. So, you know. But, yeah, man. Music is everything, man. Music is everything. To me. You know what I'm saying? As far as what I'm involved in, I know that I'm here to do that, to give you that. You know what I'm saying? And by the story being more denied from me and being more cheated away from me actually reaching my goals, the better it got. The better it's gotten to the point that when I give it to y'all, y'all gonna understand. Y'all gonna understand. And y'all gonna appreciate it because it's for there to be appreciated. For the next guy to take, you know what I'm saying, the imprint and the actual lessons from it and take it to the next level. That's it. You know what I'm saying? To make sure they don't make the same mistakes I did. See if I could, you know, help them not make the same mistakes, and cherish the actual craft. You know what I'm saying? Make it important. You know, make it where, you know, your music affects people in a righteous way, an informative way. You know what I'm saying? Make them dance. Make them dance, you know what I'm saying? Make them think, make them love. You know, be a therapist also. You can put out your anger out there, you know what I'm saying, with a little message involved. Because remember, you're still gonna be idolized, but somebody's gonna hear your song. No matter if you're 17, we went through that. No matter if you're 11, 12, 13, what you saying out your mouth, somebody's gonna like, man, and you're gonna be a role model, whether you like it or not, if you're really good at your craft. You start doing videos and you out there talking and your songs get heard and you got to perform in front of people. They're going to buy into that talk that you talk, so make sure you talk that responsible or just be who you are, man. And if you're a gangster, you do gangster shit, but just stand on what you do. Hope you do it smart. Talk that shit. It's whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? What you great at. But just remember, when you step in this field in front of this TV, you know, you in this music world, you got to be responsible. You gotta be responsible. That's all I could advise the young generation. But let's step up the game, man. Let's step up the game, the artistry, man. Let's take it to the next level right now, man, with lyrics. I want to hear this young generation, like, blow my mind with lyrics, you know what I'm saying? With those intricate lyrics and formats that that had me going crazy in the 90s, man. I want to bring, everything goes back, man. History repeats itself. I wish that beautiful part, the golden era of hip hop, repeats itself right now. All right. But salute, man. Salute to everybody. It's your boy Cuban Link. You already know, man. CLK Entertainment in the building. The Cuban Revolution will be televised. 2 guns up. Coming for you.